Hello, my name is Colleen from the Haverhill Public Library. Today I have a story and some facts to share with you about Valentine's Day. Then I hope you'll join me in singing along to some seasonal love songs. Singing is a wonderful way to help learn literacy skills, practice a new language, and trigger memories. Singing is fun for all ages and allows us to share in a festive spirit no matter where we are. Now to start off, I have a book called The Valentine Bears by Eve Bunting, pictures by Jan Brett. This book was originally published in 1983. It was October 14th, the story begins, and the bear's den was snug and secure for the winter. Mrs. Bear set her alarm for February 14th. Then she curled herself comfortably against Mr. Bear's back and listened to his snores. It was good to settle down for a long 4-month sleep. When the alarm went off 4 months later, ring, ring, Mrs. Bear could hardly believe it. It seemed as if she'd just gone to bed. "My," she said, yawning. "Spring already?" And then she remembered. It wasn't spring yet. She'd set the alarm early for a special reason. Mrs. Bear stretched and scratched and kissed Mr. Bear on his nose and got up. Mr. Bear could sleep through just about anything, and she was glad. She had things to do. First, she made a sign. It's nice to share Valentine's Day with someone you love. She tacked the sign on the wall so Mr. Bear would see it the instant he awoke. Leaves had blown into the den while they slept. Mrs. Bear brushed them into a pile and swept them outside. "Brr," she said, standing in front of the den. "You'd think they'd put this special day in summer. Mr. Bear and I have never shared a Valentine's Day in all our years together." Mrs. Bear dug up the honey pot she'd buried in the fall. She pawed off the lid and smiled. It was fruity and rich and smelled of summer, just the way Mr. Bear liked it. Mrs. Bear carried the pot inside and put it on the table next to the bowl of crunchy dried beetles and bugs. Crispy critters! How Mr. Bear loved crispy critters! She had made 2 Valentine poems way back in the summer. Now she got them out of a drawer. One said, "Red berries are red, blueberries are blue, termites are sweet, and you are too." The other one said, "Your teeth are so sharp, your claws are so fine, dear Mr. Bear, you are my Valentine." She couldn't decide which poem she liked best, so she decided to give them both to Mr. Bear. Mrs. Bear huddled herself deep in her coat and went outside again. "Only crazy creatures would be out this early in the year," she muttered. The sun shone through a haze, pale as milk. Crows cawed in the white air. The arms of the trees scratched at the sky. Mrs. Bear clawed away the ice on the top of the pond. She splashed water on her ears and her muzzle. She sleeked her head fur and took a long, cold drink. It was time to waken Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear's snores drifted from the den and she smiled. Mr. Bear could sleep through just about anything. Mrs. Bear shook his shoulder. "Time to get up, Mr. Bear." "Her honk," snored Mr. Bear. Mrs. Bear shook harder. "Wake up, Mr. Bear." Mr. Bear shrugged her away and turned his face to the wall. "Just another 5 weeks," he begged. Mrs. Bear poked his back. "Happy Valentine's Day." Mr. Bear curled himself into a fur ball. "Her honk," he said. "Oh, no, you don't." Mrs. Bear pulled Mr. Bear's ears till he uncurled himself. She tickled his paws. She pried open his eyes and watched them drop closed again. "Her-unk," said Mr. Bear in a snore. Mrs. Bear sighed. She took their empty berry can, snuggled deep in her coat, and went back outside. A wolverine slept safe in a hollow log. A deer drank from the pond. It stopped drinking and looked at Mrs. Bear with surprise as she filled the berry can. Mrs. Bear decided the deer had never seen a bear up and about so early. She carried the can of ice water inside. "I'm sorry about this, Mr. Bear," she said, "but you can't just keep on sleeping. This is a very special day." Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3. "Surprise!" Mr. Bear shouted and sat straight up. It was a surprise, all right. Mrs. Bear jumped, and the ice water splashed all over her. Mr. Bear hugged her. "You thought I could sleep through just about anything, didn't you?" he boomed. "Well, I fooled you. Happy Valentine's Day." He pulled a box from under his pillow. "I've had these here all along." "Oh, Mr. Bear, chocolate-covered ants, my very favorites." Mr. Bear licked his lips. "Mine too." He admired the sign on the wall. Then Mrs. Bear ran for the poems, and Mr. Bear read them aloud. "Dear Mr. Bear, you are my Valentine. That's lovely." His nose wrinkled. "Is that fruity, rich summer honey I smell?" Mrs. Bear smiled. "Will you join me at the table?" They sat together, sharing the Valentine treats, till shadows filled the den, and the bowl and the box and the honey pot were empty, and the special day was ended. And then they went to sleep again until spring. And that was the Valentine Bears. Now I have some Valentine's Day facts to share. The first is about Cupid. Cupid's Greek counterpart was Eros, the god of love, and this god helped to form the earth. He carries a lit torch to spread the flame of love. He was originally drawn as a young man with wings and a bow and arrows, and over time Cupid was portrayed younger and younger until by the Hellenistic period he was a baby. And the other fact I want to draw attention to is that two popular symbols of love are hearts and birds. Ancients believed that hearts were where emotions came from, instead of being the center of the circulatory system. And birds were believed to choose their mates on Valentine's Day because February was the beginning of the birds' mating season. If you want to learn more, you can check out our e-resources, including Encyclopedia Britannica. I'll have that in the link below. These songs and other seasonal love songs are available streaming on Freegal. I put the link for Freegal in the description box below. You can sign in using your library card number and your 4-digit PIN. Then you can stream music and even download 5 free songs a week. This first song is L-O-V-E by Nat King Cole. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love, is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love, is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you. And that was L-O-V-E. Now the second song is You Are My Sunshine by Jimmy Davis. And this is a song that I remember my mom singing to me when I was growing up. And it is one that is often, therefore, associated for me with family love and the relationship between a parent and a child. And we're going to sing the chorus and then the first verse and then the chorus again, although there are more verses to the song. And this is how it goes. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. But when I woke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. This third song is My Girl by The Temptations, and this is just the first two verses. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, my girl. I've got so much honey, the bees envy me. I've got a sweeter song than the birds in the trees. Well, I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, my girl. That's a particularly fun one. All right, thank you for joining me for this seasonal sing-along for Valentine's Day. Bye.